So hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to achieve a salon gel manicure at home. So my nails are one thing I get the most compliments on because most people assume that I get my nails done at the salon because they're just so impressed by the quality of my nails. And they usually are shocked when I tell them, nope, I do them myself. And so I'm going to show you a simple and easy way that you can replicate this yourself. Some tools you're going to need are a nail buffer, which I forgot to use in this video, a cuticle nipper, a cuticle pusher. I have a metal version and a wood version, but I prefer the metal. And then I have two types of nail filers. One is a medium grit and the other one is, I think, a low grit. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll post information here. So, and then I have a bowl of warm water that I'm going to use to soak my hands in. So to start, I'm going to soak my hands in some warm water for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then once I am done, I'm going to take a towel and lightly dry my hands to remove the excess water. The first thing I'm going to grab is my cuticle pusher. My favorite one to use is the metal one, and I'm going to push my cuticles back. I don't prefer to cut my cuticles usually unless they're really jagged looking, and then use the other end of the metal cuticle nipper to do some fine tuning. And so next I'm going to grab my cuticle nipper and then clip away at just a little bit of my cuticle. This is the only time I actually cut cuticles from my nails, once I've pushed them back and lifted them, and then I will clear them away. When I clip, I always clip and then pull down. So clip, pull down. Still have my bowl of water here. Just gonna give my hands a quick rinse. So I went ahead and completed my right hand, which is the preview of what we're going to be doing today. So the polishes that I'm going to be using today are the Nail Sensational base and top coat. I'm going to only use this polish as a base coat because I have a separate top coat, which is this polish here from Sally Hansen. And then my next polish is a Rosalind white gel polish. And then my last polish is a Corn Ripe Yellow Vanillisa polish as my main color on my nails. So before we start painting this finger, first things first is that we want to make sure that our base is completely removed of any oils or anything, that is completely clear. So to ensure that your gel nail polish will stick, you have to give it a clean surface. So I have a bottle of 100% pure acetone. I don't have any alcohol nearby. Actually I do. This is the closest thing to me. I don't have any alcohol nearby. So feel free to use soap and water, it works just the same. But you just need a tad bit into a cotton ball, like that. And then we're gonna rub that surface until there's no oils absolutely left behind. You're gonna dip your brush into the clear base coat, and you're gonna apply the color in the center, like so, like pile it on the center. And you apply polish, not too much though, and if you do, just wipe the excess off. So you're gonna start in the center, and then you're gonna push the color back to your cuticle. And then once you float it around the cuticle, you're gonna pull it down or drag it down to the tip of the nail. Same thing in the center, push it back to the center, pull it down. Same thing to the side, float it over to the sides, and then pull it down. Take your clear coat and apply it to the free edge of the nail, and you're going to make sure you cap it off to ensure that your gel polish doesn't chip from the tip. So yeah, just go over your free edge, and I just like to take my brush and just swoop it under like that, or you can just lift the nail and paint it up. Brush it across like so. All right, so that's what the nail looks like. So I'm I'm gonna grab my So once my nail is completely, my top coat's completely on, what I like to do, so I'm gonna take my little clear glass like this, and it has some acetone in it. So I'm gonna dip my brush into the acetone, and right before I cure my nail, I like to make sure that there is no gel on my actual skin. And it's really common to get gel polish on the skin, and it really sucks when you do so, because once your nail dries and you have gel nail polish on the skin, it can actually ruin your manicure, because it can actually cause that area to lift. And so I like to make sure that I have no polish on my skin and that it's just on my nail. Sometimes I'm a little sloppy and I like to go under my nail like that. So I have my UV lamp, and all I'm gonna do is just stick my finger in my UV lamp and let it cure for about 30 seconds. So once my nail is cured, this is what it looks like. It's pretty shiny. So what I'm gonna do now is take my color, my main color. Whenever I'm about to do my nails, I like to make sure that when I dip my brush to grab some polish, that I scoop the backside of the brush to clear off any excess polish, so that most of the polish is just on one side. So I'm gonna grab my color and do the same as before. Pile that color on into the center of the brush. You can just do a quick dab, put the color in like that. Then I'm gonna push the color to the edge of my cuticle, or the edge of my nail bed, closer to my cuticle. This way I don't get gel polish on my actual cuticle itself or on my skin. I'm keeping it on my nail bed. And the thing is too, you don't want to make sure you add too much polish, because that can also cause your gel polish to lift, is when you have caked on the layer. So you want to make sure you do thin coats of color, or thin coats of, of polish, whether it's top and bottom coat or your color, but you want to make sure you just have just a thin coat to ensure that your gel polish does not lift. Once I have the color to my liking, and again, it's a little transparent right now because there's only one coat on there, and that's totally fine. Before I cure my nail, I'm gonna grab my pot of acetone again, dip my brush into it, and I'm gonna go over just on the sides just to make sure I don't have any gel on the sides. That's why I like to use acetone, because acetone removes the polish off your nail really quickly. Regular nail polish to me takes too long to rub, and sometimes the color ends up smearing and it doesn't, come off all the way, which is why I love acetone, but it's also very drying to the nail. I'm gonna cure that color layer for 30 seconds. So this has been 30 seconds and my color is cured, and so this is what the color looks like. All right, so I'm gonna dip my brush again into the color, same as before. Push that color to the cuticle line, or to the cuticle, not to the cuticle line itself. You don't want it to be touching, but just close enough where it's almost touching. And then you wanna push that color to the side and drag it down. Push it to the other side, drag it down. Take my brush, go over the edges really carefully. This is a close-up of my nail right before I cure it. So as you can see, I left a little gap in between the color and my cuticle. With minimal color on your brush, you want to cap your free edge. And you can tap it like this if you like. So some people like to tap their brush on the edge like that. Or you can do a swooping motion. You can lift your nail and do this. Just depends your preference. But as long as you cap that edge. All right, looks like that. I'm gonna go back in and cure it for 30 seconds. So once I have 2 layers cured of color, I'm then gonna grab my top coat, and then I'm gonna add my top coat to finish it off. Same concept as before. Apply into the center, around your nail, and pull it down. And once you have your top coat on, make sure you cap that free edge. Cure it again for 30 seconds. So all right, so this is the final product. This is what my nail looks like. As I'm touching the top layer of my nail, I don't know if you can tell, but there's some residue on my finger. Some top coats for gel polish does have a residue or a sticky layer that you have to wipe away. So if you have some alcohol, that's be the best way to remove it. If not, get you a cotton ball dipped in some acetone and just quickly rub away that layer to remove that sticky layer. This is the final look of what your nail should look like. Here's a side angle, here's underneath, here's the other side. Now for my ring finger, where I'm going to do the design. So I've already added base coat to the nail and cured it in my UV light. So I'm going to take my polish of white, so same as before, add the color to the center of the nail, push it towards the cuticle, float it to the left and to the right side of your nail bed, and pull it down. So this is what my nail looks like after adding 2 coats of white and curing it. So I have this pre-designed nail art that you just literally peel and add to your nail, and that's what I'm gonna add to my ring finger. So this is what the design looks like up close. It's several different designs. So the design that I use on my other hand is this one right here. So all I'm gonna do is take some scissors and cut that design away. So to remove this design from the paper, you actually have to run this under some water, and then the design will come off of the white paper. So I have a little mason jar here with some water. All I'm gonna do is just stick it in there. As you can see, you gotta be very, very gentle because the designs are really fragile. I'm literally just moving the design off. And now I have the design hanging from my finger. So the top layer is actually the sticky layer and the bottom layer is actually the top layer. So it's actually in reverse. What I'm gonna do now is take a pair of tweezers that are a bit dull, so they're not really sharp. I'm gonna pinch that design and remove it off of my finger really gently. My nail here, so all I'm gonna do is just place the design on my nail, and literally just sticks like that. And I'm gonna take my brush is dry, and I'm gonna push it on there or press it onto my nail like that and brush away the little air pockets. And ta-da! There you have a nail design. So to make sure this design does not actually come off my finger, I actually have to put some top coat on it and cure it with my UV light. So the final step is to dip my brush and get some top coat, apply the top coat generously. So you kind of want to be a little generous on this side when you have nail art designs like this, because if not, if the layer of top coat is too thin, then it's really easy for the design to get ruined. And that can be like something as simple as you drying your hands and it comes off. So back in my UV light and cure for 30 seconds. So as before, I'm gonna dip a cotton ball in some acetone and rub off that top inhibition layer, that sticky layer. And so this is the final look of the manicure. So simple, easy. I hope this tutorial was easy for you to follow. This is my nails. So I'm just gonna grab some good old castor oil, put a drop of it in my hand. All right, once I have my oil in my hands, I like to make sure I go over my nail bed with the oil and massage my cuticle, because your cuticle just took a beating from all of that acetone. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Also, if you want to see the other parts of how I shape my nail and also how to repair a broken nail, make sure you check out those videos by looking at the eye or checking out the description down below. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button now and turn on the bell for notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.